Step into the world of gaming with us on Steam Daily, where we're exploring the most exciting releases of 25 January 2024. Unforetold Witchstone immerses players in the living, reactive world of Calsundia. It offers unprecedented options for character roleplay, influencing others, and setting personal goals. The non-linear narrative system responds dynamically to choices, eliminating rigid quest chains for a freer, milestone-driven experience. Classic turn-based combat and stealth systems complement the universe crafted by Ed Greenwood, creator of Forgotten Realms. The game emphasizes consequences, allowing players to shape the world through interactions with dynamic inhabitants. Choices have far-reaching effects, influencing relationships, factions, and the overarching destiny of Calsundia. With deep character customization inspired by tabletop RPGs, players can unleash creativity in appearance, abilities, and backstory. Recruitment is open-ended, though aligning goals with party members is crucial. The CRPG turn-based combat system and stealth mechanics add tactical depth to battles. Set against the backdrop of the Great War, Calsundia emerges as a sanctuary from Imperial oppression. Players hold the reins of fate, deciding alliances, conflicts, and unseen destinies in an ever-evolving world. The future of Calsundia awaits decisive actions that will determine the course of this newfound era of freedom. And now we come to the reviews. Reviewers are of the opinion that the game, despite playing for over an hour without crashes or major bugs, has its share of issues. Companions wait without orders, randomly recruited NPCs are noticeably weaker than storyline ones, and difficulty levels need adjustment. The game, based on D&D mechanics, shows promise with the one-year early access roadmap. Some find it unfinished, with unresponsive characters requiring frequent saves. The game's beauty and good vibes are acknowledged, but it needs polishing. Feedback includes the absence of a knockout function, low health for recruited NPCs, wonky diplomacy, faction conflicts, and minor crashes. Despite potential, the game's vague systems and bugs hinder progress. Positive reviews highlight the game's potential, ambition, and unique character building. Dev's past work inspires trust, and the game's tabletop RPG feel, inspired by 5e and DE, earns recommendations for this tolerant of early access challenges. The game Fractured Veil is a survival-focused open-world experience set in an apocalyptic landscape. Players can choose to brave the challenges alone or team up with friends. The game offers a range of activities, including gathering resources, building bases, embarking on quests, crafting items, raiding, and defending against mutants, monsters, and other players. With in-depth base building and a tiered skill-based crafting system, players progress through RPG-like quests, dungeons, and player abilities. The dynamic day/night cycles and procedural world generation contribute to a vast 64 square kilometer map. The game features a realistic weather system, AI drones streaming gameplay live on Twitch TV, and a comprehensive crafting and building system to ensure survival in a world filled with dangers. Let's take a closer look at our next review. As observed by multiple reviewers, the game currently features acceptable assets but lacks refined animations, exhibiting stiff character models. Optimization issues, including awkward object placements and floating objects, persist. Sound design requires improvement. The game, though playable, falls short of greatness, resembling the jankiness seen in some survival titles. However, potential is acknowledged, drawing parallels with the evolution of games like 7 Days to Die. Reviewers recommend watching streams before purchase, emphasizing the similarity to Conan Exiles and Rust. Graphics receive a mixed rating of 3/10. On a positive note, a playtester notes impressive graphics with a captivating Hawaii setting. Performance, even on a high-end GPU, remains stable. The MMO-like feel is praised for its tutorial mechanics and accessibility to weaponry. Clothing options, building, and crafting are well designed, avoiding excessive grind. The enemy AI is considered basic but functional. The game's quick progression to enjoyable gameplay is highlighted, with hopes for future updates. Despite acknowledging flaws, the community support and developer engagement are commended. A community-built dance/bridge is highlighted, showcasing collaborative gameplay. The game is seen as having substantial potential, particularly in base building, player progression, and crafting. However, contrasting opinions emerge, stating the game is not ready for release, citing jankiness and a lack of content creators playing. The low player count raises concerns about the game's viability. A player decides to refund, intending to revisit later if the developers address issues. Conversely, a long-time playtester considers the game one of the best, praising the developers and the community. Despite acknowledging the early stage, they express optimism about the game's future. Tekken 8 is the latest installment in the legendary fighting game franchise. The Ultimate Edition offers a comprehensive package with additional playable characters, exclusive skins, and early access to DLC. The game features 32 redesigned fighters with detailed visuals and high-fidelity graphics. Tekken 8 introduces a new chapter in the ongoing Mishima and Kazama Bloodline saga, continuing the epic father and son grudge matches. The heat battle system adds intensity to aggressive fights, complemented by destructible stages and spectacular rage arts moves. The Arcade Quest single-player mode allows players to craft avatars, battle rivals, and unlock customization items, enhancing the overall Tekken experience. Deluxe and Ultimate Editions provide additional content for enthusiasts. And now we come to the reviews. As observed by multiple reviewers, Tekken 8 has garnered praise for its engaging gameplay and character interactions. Notably, the game features Jin speaking Japanese and Lyra speaking English, yet they understand each other, adding a unique dynamic. Despite the positive feedback, some players have reported technical issues, including fatal errors and crashes, with one player experiencing 3 crashes in just 47 minutes of gameplay. Others express a strong desire for the return of Tekken X Street Fighter. While some players humorously prioritize the game over personal responsibilities, there are concerns about online play and a plea for developers to address the reported fatal errors promptly. The game Arayan: The Lost Child is a Metroidvania-style adventure where players assume the role of Arayan, the lost child of the creator, tasked with restoring order in a mystical world. Inspired by the myth of Cronus, the narrative explores themes of obedience to authority versus personal freedom. Players collect aspects and runes to craft spells, facing challenges from smaller creatures to powerful bosses transformed siblings of Arayan. The storyline offers multiple endings based on player choices. With 18 elemental spells and various customization options, the game provides a staggering 7,776 possible spell variants. As players progress, they engage in strategic combat, confronting both common creatures and formidable bosses. The outcome determines the fate of the world, posing the question, can you save everyone? Let's take a closer look at our next review. Common feedback points to a Metroidvania indie game, Rin, offering a charming world with rich mythology and pleasing visuals set to peaceful music. Recommended for genre fans and those seeking relaxation. Minor map adjustments are suggested but don't detract from the game's charm. Some players find the controls clunky, impacting their experience, while others appreciate the cute main character and engaging story. Graphically, Rin stands out with a unique style, making players feel part of a living illustration. Despite some navigation challenges, the game receives praise for its beauty, music, and exploration. While some encounter technical issues and express disappointment, many look forward to future improvements and continued gameplay. Game Go Mecha Ball is an action-packed twin-stick shooter with arcade roguelite elements. Players experience dual gameplay as a mech walking and shooting, or rolling and bumping as a ball. Navigate dynamic arenas across 4 diverse worlds, facing unique enemies and obstacles. Arm yourself with over 25 destructive tools and unleash 20 quirky abilities. Customize mechs with 50+ upgrades for a personalized combat experience. Engage in adrenaline-fueled twin-stick shooter combat, execute acrobatic maneuvers, and dive into mayhem with 4 distinct gun-wielding mechs. Soar above chaos using ramps and bumpers, launching missiles or summoning allies. With 25+ tools and 20+ abilities, customize your mech and explore visually stunning worlds. Every action is reflected in the immersive soundscape, creating an audio-visual journey. This off against a malfunctioning AI in a thrilling, mechanized wonderland. Go Mecha Ball offers an electrifying fusion of skill, strategy, and chaos in the ultimate adventure. And now we come to the reviews. Reviewers are of the opinion that Go Mecha Ball is an excellent fast-paced neon arcade Y-pinball Y-shooter with solid gameplay design and great aesthetics. The combination of the morph ball and twin-stick controls is praised for its logical and effective feel. However, some execution issues arise, such as the over-effectiveness of using half-pipes on enemies, undermining the twin-stick shooting aspect. The game tends to reward staying in ball form too much, diminishing the incentive to engage in twin-stick shooting. Content-wise, the game is criticized for being somewhat bare-bones, with limited worlds, bosses, and repetitive layouts. The variety of guns feels lacking, as they function similarly at close range. While enjoyable for casual gamers due to its kinetic feel and lighter difficulty, more seasoned players may find the game lacking depth and longevity. Despite mixed feelings, the game is acknowledged for its love and care, solid foundation, and innovative ideas. Some consider it an instant Game of the Year contender, praising its game feel, core loop, and overall fun factor. The full version, delivering on the promise of the demo, is celebrated for being a joyous and well-rounded gaming experience. Like a Dragon Infinite, Wealth Edition is an epic emotional drama that unites 2 larger-than-life heroes, Ikuben Kasuga and Kazuma Karyu, through fate or something more sinister. The game offers best-in-class RPG action with dynamic battles where the battlefield itself becomes a weapon. Customize your party skills with outlandish jobs and adapt to situations with over-the-top moves. Embark on an infinite adventure spanning Japan and Hawaii, filled with quests and activities. The Deluxe Edition includes bonus content like a Master Vacation Bundle, while the Ultimate Edition offers additional outfits, Sujuman and Resort Bundle, and the Yakuza CD Collection set to enhance your in-game experience. Let's now delve into the reviews. Reviewers are of the opinion that Yakuza's protagonist is absurdly strong, embodying like a dragon's infinite wealth, while players may find themselves financially challenged. Devotees appreciate the game but criticize brutal DLC practices, particularly the paywall for NG Plus and achievements. Despite emotional moments and admiration for Japanese voices, Seika decisions evoke strong negative reactions. Optimized gameplay is acknowledged, but the sentiment towards Seika is overwhelmingly critical, accusing them of greed and locking essential content behind a paywall, tarnishing the beloved series. Core Devourer is a sci-fi action-packed roguelite where players hunt down hordes of droids, absorbing their cores to become the strongest cybernetic being. Unlock unique weapons, craft powerful gear, and explore procedural environments in this apocalyptic world. Each weapon has special features, offering endless combinations of upgrades. Face off against bosses with unique patterns, complete achievements, and farm resources to unlock new weapons and gear. Features include a diverse selection of unique weapons, procedural maps, endless power-ups, and satisfying character progression. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Common feedback points to performance issues, including severe lag despite meeting system requirements. Movement inputs are criticized for being unresponsive and counterintuitive. Some express dissatisfaction, contemplating refunds until fixes are implemented, and refrain from recommending the game. Conversely, positive reviews commend the game's aesthetics and engaging gameplay, labeling it a beautiful VS-type game with impressive action and polish. Described as a gem, it outshines comparable titles on Steam. Praised for its addictiveness, the game receives high recommendations for fans of the genre. Positive remarks highlight the character progression system, diverse weapons, and the exhilarating adrenaline rush during intense enemy encounters. Suggestions for additional stages are expressed, adding potential for increased challenge. Overall, despite performance concerns, thus captivated by the engaging gameplay and polished visuals, consider it a highly recommended and enjoyable experience. Zero Grounds is a futuristic multiplayer online battle arena MOBA game set in a post-apocalyptic world. Players choose unique heroes with distinct abilities to engage in fast-paced team-based matches. The objective is to destroy the opposing team's core while navigating a dynamic map filled with hazards. The game features strategic depth, emphasizing teamwork and individual skill. With a diverse roster of characters, each match offers dynamic and unpredictable gameplay. Zero Grounds combines intense action with tactical decision-making, providing an immersive experience for players seeking competitive online gaming. Let's take a closer look at our next review. As observed by multiple reviewers, the game is generally well received, offering a decent experience. However, optimization issues and a lack of weapon variety, maps, and game modes are noted drawbacks. The inclusion of zero-gravity zones enhances gameplay. Being the only FPS game on Mac adds to its appeal. Described as a great casual time killer, it's recommended for those seeking a relaxed alternative to Code D. Some critics express concerns about spawns in free-for-all mode. Mixed opinions exist, with comments ranging from meh and goofy to praise in its release state, though acknowledging overly strong AI. Complaints about key rebinding issues and playability problems are also voiced, leading to a consensus that the game may not be ready for download, with a 2 GB size considered unwarranted. The game Underdogs is a relentless, physics-based mech brawler set in a chaotic world of underground mech fights. Players wrap themselves in 5 tons of metal, engaging in full-on metal-on-metal violence. As a roguelike, they navigate through the ruthless city of New Bracca, customizing mechs with 120 plus items, encountering 30 plus characters, and dealing with gangsters. In the midst of the dog-eat-dog chaos, players are not alone. Their hacking companion, King, adds a strategic element to the wild animalistic battles. Welcome to the jungle of Underdogs, the mech fighting capital of the world. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Common feedback points to the game's engaging and instantly fun VR gameplay. Players praise the ability to interact with elements like picking up and smashing robots. Described as a full game, not just a tech demo, it receives a perfect score from some. Positive aspects highlighted include physics, art style, music, environment, controls, UI, and performance. The game is dubbed a must-buy for PC VR owners. However, some note repetitive enemy encounters in a short playtime. The immersive VR experience can lead to motion sickness, particularly after prolonged play. Performance-wise, the game is commended for achieving 144 FPS on high settings, especially on Valve Index. Graphics receive mixed reviews, with the dark and muddy visuals criticized, but the gameplay compensates for it. Comparisons to Racket. NX highlight differences in tone and visibility. The movement system, inspired by Gorilla Tag, is acknowledged, but lack of support for index finger tracking disappoints some users. Varied opinions on colour funnels are expressed, with preferences based on the VR headset used. The game is seen as a roguelike with repetitive gameplay, leading to a suggested lower price point of $15. In contrast to perceived Quest port, the PC VR version is praised for higher fidelity, detail, and potential post-launch improvements. Super sampling is noted for enhancing anti-aliasing and 3D depth perception. Some users express interest in more VR match games, citing comparisons with titles like Vox Machina. Wolfenstein Cyber Pallid is briefly mentioned, with varying opinions. Ghost Croquet is a multiplayer platformer where players control monsters to defeat the hero. Ideal for group play, it offers local and online party modes, as well as competitive single-player options in the Steam Workshop integrated level editor. Players can possess monsters and traps, with the hero's killer taking over the role. Collecting gems in human form allows purchasing upgrades. Monsters boast unique abilities for strategic coordination. The game features both local and online multiplayer, a single-player arcade mode with global leaderboards, and a user-friendly in-game level editor. Let's take a closer look at our next review. As observed by multiple reviewers, this game stands out as a non-NES-like gem on Steam, featuring simple yet appealing graphics and enjoyable sounds. A hardcore platformer with an amazing pixel style, it supports online multiplayer, making it recommended even for solo players. Considered one of the best NES games on Steam, it caters to pixel enthusiasts and retro game lovers. With a solid foundation, it offers tough single-player challenges and entertaining multiplayer experiences, enhanced by a user-friendly level editor and workshop support. Despite being an underrated title, its fun and engaging gameplay, along with a steal-worthy price of around $4, make it highly commendable. Some critiques include minor issues with controls, latency, and AI, but the overall potential for community-driven content and improvements positions it as a promising platformer with room for growth. In this exciting game, Mad World Age of Darkness MMORPG, players must navigate a desperate and hardcore open-world setting filled with despair. The land is tainted with the blood and fluids of gigantic demon corpses, and players, known as Shadow Children, must unite to save this seemingly hopeless world. To defeat demons, players may need to embrace their demonic side. Survival hinges on mastering class skills linked to chosen weapons and discovering latent abilities through the potential system. The game unfolds through an unpredictable storyline, where trust is a rare commodity in a world dominated by fear and despair. Mad World's 2D style artwork, combining grotesque monsters with hand-drawn backgrounds, immerses players in a universe of hopelessness. Ruthless boss monsters demand quick pattern recognition and cooperation among allies to triumph over deep despair. Let's now delve into the reviews. As observed by multiple reviewers, the game's launch faced widespread login errors on the US servers. Some users found success on Asian servers. Graphics reminiscent of Darkest Dungeon impressed many, but the controls, lacking controller support, proved clunky and unenjoyable. Combat, similar to Diablo, felt promising, but server issues hindered the overall experience. Patience is urged, as the game shows potential with the need for improvements, including key mapping for controllers. Mixed initial impressions highlight server problems, gameplay issues, and concerns about microtransactions. The art style and potential are acknowledged, but the current state disappoints players, especially with the game being deemed completely unplayable by some due to persistent login result. 21 errors. In this exciting game, Phantom Abyss, players must navigate procedurally generated temples to retrieve sacred relics hidden within deadly chambers. Dodging traps, leaping chasms, and evading guardians, adventurers have only one attempt at each temple. Failure means the temple is lost forever. Players use phantom runs of others to learn from mistakes and progress. Asynchronous multiplayer allows exploration with up to 20 phantoms, including friends. Recovering keys unlocks deeper sections with more coveted relics. Offerings at altars grant blessings, while unlockable whips come with blessings and curses. Players can share temple codes and adventure codes for shared experiences. And now we come to the reviews. Common feedback points to a recent movement system update removing joy and freedom. Devs listen, reverted changes. Game has promise, enjoyable with different whips for challenges. Initial magic fades after 5 hours. Red flows extend runs to 45 min 1 hour, discouraging with frustrating deaths. Losing weapon keys upon death, duplicates of relics early on, and occasional performance issues. Despite issues, positive review due to early access, potential for improvement with the vocal community and receptive dev team. Highlights fun moments, recommends for fans of speedrunning and parkour. Guardians and fair placement and progression systems lack of clarity mentioned. Overall game has potential with community support and developer responsiveness.